Com.
A court appearance for an Egyptian man accused of putting on a fake explosives belt, hijacking and forcing a plane to land in Cyprus earlier this week.
During this brief court hearing, the judge gave police the maximum detention period for Saifuddin Mustafa, saying she feared he might flee and that he'd voluntarily admitted to the hijacking. The Egyptian man, who's in his late 50s, wasn't asked to address the court and appeared very tired. Investigations are continuing into how and why he forced a domestic Egypt Air flight to divert to Larnaca using a fake suicide belt. His motivations are said to have involved a dispute with his Cypriot ex-wife.
That's a BBC's Yolanda Knell. Myanmar's slow transition to democracy took a big step forward today as a trusted aide to ruling party leader Aung San Suu Kyi took over as the country's president. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Have a hard time seeing at night when driving? It may not be your eyesight that's the problem.
A new rating of the headlights of over 30 midsize car models gives only one model a grade of good. The study by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety shows that the Toyota Prius V LED headlights, available only in the top trim line, are the only headlights to get the good rating. At the bottom are the halogen headlights in the BMW 3 Series. The study notes that of the rest, about a third are rated acceptable, a third marginal, and a third poor. It says the difference between the top and bottom rated models for a driver's ability to see down a dark road was substantial. Jeremy House reporting.
The Supreme Court says the government cannot freeze the financial assets of those accused of crimes if the money has no connection to criminal activity and is needed to pay legal defense costs. It was a 5-3 ruling today by the High Court. More on these stories at townhall.com.
When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the destination locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in transmission service, oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires, alignments, and showcase Win Automotive products. Fink's does it all. Military and senior discounts are available. Find them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573 today.
Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Warwick Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
People in Chesapeake and Hampton Roads have come to expect the finest Italian food at Spaghetti Eddie's. In addition to great lunch and dinner served daily, this fine establishment caters to and can host your party. Call 484-7301 for their Taylor Road location and call 410-5500 for their restaurant in Greenbrier. For more, log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com.
Chesapeake, Virginia, 1650 AM WHKT presents Sports Scene. Sports Scene features local, regional, and nationally acclaimed guests and excellent interviews. Follow Sports Scene on Twitter at Greg Bick and at GJBTV.com. Now here is Greg Bickaveris.
And welcome to this beautiful March 30th, 2016, another edition of Sports Scene Live right here on News Talk 1650, your 10,000 watt voice of Hampton Roads. Also, tunein.com. Type in WHKT to listen on your phone or your computer. Also, radio.net. Type in WHKT. You got the Final Four going on. You got Old Dominion in the Vegas 16 final. A lot going on with the men and women. The NBA heating up as well. And, of course, tell your friends about 1650. You can find me on Twitter at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, at GJB TV, and HROnlineMall.com. Thank you to our military and our first offenders. Great guest lineup today. Michelle Anaya from the Virginia State Police will talk to us about safety and about protocol throughout the entire state. Sponsors on GJBTV.com, marketplace sponsors. That's GJBTV.com. Guest lineup presented by Mi Casita Mexican Restaurant with 2 great locations in Virginia Beach. And phone line presented by Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com, where people around the Mid-Atlantic browse, shop, and visit. Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com. Sponsors this month are Fink's Car Care, Spaghetti Eddies, and Long's Billiards. And of course, save the date for the Newport News Greek Festival, June 2nd through June 5th. For more, go to newportnewsgreekfestival.org. As we mentioned, the Final Four, NBA postseason getting near. Major League Baseball opening day is around the corner. Villanova, Oklahoma, and of course, Syracuse, UNC in the Final Four. I want to thank Brian Parsons last week for joining me, as well as Jay Randolph. For archive shows of Sports Scene, go to gjbtv.com, hit the YouTube link. It's a pleasure now to welcome from the Virginia State Police. We've had her on this show before. We've also had her on Sports Highlights. Consider her a friend, Michelle Anaya. Good to see you, Michelle.
How are you doing?
Very good. How was the Wednesday? Just a typical day with the state police, I'm sure.
It is. It's hump day. We're looking forward to the weekend.
First of all, give us a background on yourself and also how long you've been with the Virginia State Police and the overview of the Virginia State Police.
I have been with the Virginia State Police since 1997. I was honored to be chosen to attend the academy in 97. Graduated. My first duty post was out in Virginia Beach, Norfolk. From there, I went to Richmond, back to Hampton, and I landed. I got promoted, and I came into this position, which is the public information officer. So I do public relations and go to all major incidences without the Hampton Roads area.
And of course, you mentioned Hampton Roads, but that's a good topic to bring up. No matter where you go in the state, whether it's Roanoke or Danville or Charlottesville or Newport News, the state troopers are there first and foremost for public safety, protection, and it's the same protocol as far as the cars. So when people drive in Hampton Roads and they say, I saw the same car in Charlottesville, they probably did. They cover different precincts just like the local police officers do.
Correct. A lot of people have this misconception that the state police is a highway patrol. We're actually state police. That means we have jurisdiction all over the state, not just on the interstates, but also within the cities and counties as well. The Hampton Roads region, which we call Division 5, encompasses the 7 major cities and the 14 surrounding counties. So that's the entire area that I cover, from basically New Kent, James City County, all the way to Emporia, Sussex, to the Eastern Shore as well.
Right, because Emporia is it's a pretty big area when you think about it. It's a lot of land out there, so it's very nice to have the presence like the state police does.
Correct. In 2014, Virginia State Police, we patrol over, millions of miles of highway and responded to over 1,028,000 incidences in 2014. So we're all over the place.
You see her a lot on the TV stations a lot, and you are pretty much the first person people see on all the local TV channels, whether it's Channel 3, Channel 10, or 13. And the key is to get that proper information out, where there's so many platforms to get it, the right information.
Correct. I do represent the state police in this region on TV, news, radio, and also with other local, state, and federal agencies and private entities as well. So I'm the first person that they come into contact with the Virginia State Police, and then I lead them in different directions. We're talking to Michelle Anaya from the Virginia State Police. This is Greg Bicaveras on Sports Scene up until 1 o'clock. For more, go to tunein.com, type in WHKT to listen on your phone or your computer. And, of course, Sports Scene presented by Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com with Ken Johnson, Greg Bicaveras. Of course, we mentioned the typical day, but a lot of times, the biggest thing people need to do is obey and trust, because the police officers are your friends. That is correct. In today's society, there is a big disconnect at this time, and we're trying to make that connection and get involved in the communities and have that transparency, the government transparency with the community. But we are there to serve and protect the Commonwealth and the citizens of the Commonwealth.
That's right. Typical news right now going on. You heard a lot about the what happened in Urbana as far as the weather, that you guys are the first defense there. Also, during railroad incidences or pretty much land and airports and so forth, you guys cover everything, whether it's could be helping out the local police with a meth bust or, pretty much, it's all inclusive. It's not just one thing. And some of the smaller counties and cities, the state police is the official police, correct?
That is correct. Like I said earlier, a lot of people think that we are just a highway patrol. We are actually a state police, and we encompass every aspect of law enforcement, everything from the meth cleanup to arson investigations. And those are our non-uniform sworn personnel that people don't see. Most people see just the uniform on the interstate, but in some of these counties, we are the main police agency, and we do assist a lot of major departments and counties and sheriff's departments in major incidences because we have the manpower, we have the equipment, and we can get it all there and in a certain time period.
Michelle Nye from the Virginia State Police is gracious enough with her presence in the studio right here on Sports Scene, right here up until 1 o'clock. Next week, we're going to have Wood Selig on, as well as talk about Kingsmill and their golf tournament in a few weeks as well. This is Sports Scene, also sports highlights on nnpstv.com. And you talk about so much about communication, whether it's Facebook, it's Twitter, it's apps, it's texting, it's emailing. But the biggest thing I think people see are those little blue billboards on the interstates, how they can contact state police as well in the area.
Yeah, that's correct. Everybody knows the typical 911, but also if you want to get a hold of this Virginia State Police Emergency Communications Center, you would hit pound 77 and you would get straight into our dispatch center, where if you run out of gas, or if you are broken down on the side of the road or involved in an accident. And also, pound 77 is to report any suspicious activity, which we do have an app out that's basically stating if you see anything or see something, send something. It's a mobile reporting app for suspicious activity, smartphone application, which is free. It enables concerned citizens to notify law enforcement of any type of criminal activity by simply snapping and sending a photo or texting a message. And, unfortunately, with the times of today and the terrorist attacks in Brussels last week, and because we do have a large population of military and military branches throughout the Hampton Roads area, this is an excellent app for citizens to put on their phones. Once again, sending a photo or texting a message of something that they think is suspicious, unusual, or just by their observation, and they can report suspicious activity, and we go in and investigate.
What is that app called, and how is it exactly spelled?
It's see something, send something.
Well, it is pretty long, but I'm sure it's on the Play Store.
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. All right. Of course, talking to Michelle Anaya from the Virginia State Police. Greg Bicaveras, glad you're with us. And of course, just a reminder, the Premier Buffet in Hampton Roads is open. Tokyo Grill and Buffet. Indulge in this all-you-can-eat extravaganza, which includes Chinese, Japanese, hibachi, sushi, and American food, as well as fruit and dessert too. Tokyo Grill and Buffet is ideal for every occasion, with lunch at $6.39, dinner at $9.39, and Sunday all day is $9.99. Located at 49 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton, and they have takeout as well. New management, new ownership right there at Tokyo Grill and Buffet in Hampton. Great place. Save the date each Wednesday for the best back-to-back talk shows in Hampton Roads. Sports Scene at noon up until 1 o'clock, followed by the Sports Philosophy Show at 1. Both heard on News Talk 1650 and TuneIn.com by typing WHKT in the search box. Depend on it. Cyberbullying, cybercrime, back in the days was the hang-up phone calls that, with the landlines. Now there's several different ways that criminals do reach out. Unfortunately, they can also be tracked very easily on IPs and so forth. But that is, a bullying, whether it's in schools for the kids or adults, no matter what, nobody should be threatened.
That's correct. And once again, there's so many different platforms out there. Like you said, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook. There's just so many different online platforms that adults and children nowadays have access to with their cell phones.
Absolutely. Talking to Michelle and I. Well, we got we're well into spring, and of course, summer's coming up, and of course, during the travel season, it's always, I guess, you take for granted about buckling up, but it does really save lives.
It does. Buckling up does save lives. And especially around this time, spring, we have the change of weather. People kind of start getting excited for summer. They start taking off of work, spending the day, wanting to go to the beach. And then we also have a spring break. And then next thing you know, we have prom coming up with, seniors and juniors going to these dances. And it's a lot of driving that's occurring on the interstates and on these back roads and saving lives. You do need to buckle up to save lives. Unfortunately, we see, and I've been to many accidents where the worst part of this job, we used to joke around that the only time you see a trooper is when a trooper's coming to place you under arrest, come knocking on your door because they have warrants out for your arrest or because they're doing death notifications. And that is the worst part of this job, is having to go do a notification to a family member, to a mother, to tell them that their son, daughter, husband, wife, whatever, was killed in a traffic accident.
Talking to Michelle and I from the Virginia State Police, you're absolutely correct. And also, too, I remember somebody told me a long time ago during a driver's ed class that when music is played, we sometimes lose sight, and people should not use the phone. And really, sometimes the radio can be too loud. Of course, not this channel, of course, but the music radio, sometimes we can just lose ourselves with music, and we lose all senses about our belongings.
And it's not just music that we consider that distracted driving. Nearly 500,000 people have been injured each year because of distracted driving. It's not just music, it's the cell phones, it's the GPS. Distracted driving occurs anytime that you take your eyes off the road, your hands off the wheel, or your mind off your primary task, which is driving safely. About turning around and talking to your passenger, that's distracted driving. And unfortunately, we're seeing this more and more out on the roadways.
Right. And you mentioned the roadways as far as, the proms and all the events coming up during the summertime, more tourists on the road, more gridlock in the bridges. And you guys do take care of a lot of the bridge, whether it's all of them and throughout the entire state, of course. But, you see sometimes the grim part, like in Eastern Shore, when you see a truck going over, unfortunately, into the water. That is, I'm telling you, that is one bridge I'm not a big fan of. I don't think the sidebars are big enough. And I think if it's windy, that creates another havoc there.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, the tractor trailers are when we go to a scene, our primary job, and we know we are stuck in traffic just as well as everybody else. Basically, you're in our office. People are driving on the interstate. They're in our office every single day. That's our office. So, we don't have quotas. A lot of people are like, oh, you're meeting the quota. No, we don't have quotas at all. We write tickets for your safety, and people don't see it that way. If you get a ticket for an equipment violation, it's because at some point that equipment is going to fail on you, and that's going to cause you to be injured or cause you to injure somebody else in an accident. Speeding as well. We don't sit there and go, I'm going to write, 100 speeding tickets a day. If you're speeding, not only are you putting yourself in danger, but you're putting everybody else in danger. You could be the best person, the best driver in the whole world, but you have to consider everybody else around you. They might not be. So when we issue tickets like that, like I said, it's distracted driving. There's so much distractions in a vehicle nowadays as it was in the past. And once again, it's, focusing on what you're doing. And it's hard in today's technology because, we have a lot of people that are, they have very busy lives and very stressful lives, and they use their cell phones and smartphones to stay connected with their family and friends in their workplace. And a lot of times it's going from one appointment to another or going from home to work. And that's when you catch up, and we try to multitask, and that's an unfortunate. You really cannot multitask when you're driving, especially with the amount of traffic that's in this area. But when troopers get to an accident scene, we are cognizant that everybody has to be somewhere. Everybody's, wants to get the traffic flowing. And so our primary job is to ensure that everybody's not injured. And if they're injured, to make sure that they're taken care of and to clear the roadway, whether it just be one lane or have them ride the shoulder. But we are cognizant of everybody and that they need to get somewhere.
And you're exactly right, too. Not to mention, you guys don't control the cost of tolls and everything, but the tolls going from Norfolk to Portsmouth or vice versa have created a lot of anger among drivers. You see it in the news because you're featured on the news a lot yourself. Double charge, triple charge, being charged for a different license plate. And sometimes you have to have state police officers at all the, whether it's HR, the HRBT or whatever, or 664, because there are people driving angry.
That is correct. And people need to remember that the money for the tolls, it's going to pay for the roadways that they're driving on every single day and to maintain the roadways. These roads need to be maintained. They need to be expanded. They need to be monitored, and all that costs money, and the money has to come from somewhere.
Right. Talking to Michelle Anaya from the Virginia State Police. Don't forget gjbtv.com. Hit the YouTube link for archive shows. This show will be archived within 24 hours as well. As far as safety and protection, too, when a police officer or a state trooper says, show me your hands, it's not difficult. Folks, just show your hands. Nobody's going to hurt you, but they need to see your hands because their lives are on the line.
And that's correct. I mean, we're just as human as everybody else, and we have families, and we want to go home to those families at the end of our shift. Like I said, we're out here to serve and protect the citizens, but at the same time, we need to go home.
You mentioned on our TV and other radio shows before in the past how extensive that training is for new troopers. The biggest thing, too, is also educating the city police officers because they have to work hand in hand with these sheriffs in the state. Good example of that right there. Of course, you guys have jurisdiction everywhere. Is on 17, how it blends with York County and also the Virginia State and also to Gloucester. And then you go to Matthews and Middlesex. That really is a conglomerate that everybody has to be on the same page. And that's true whether you're talking about Charlottesville or Roanoke or Danville.
That's correct. Whether you're a local deputy, sheriff, city police officer, or state police, we're all law enforcement. We're all brothers and sisters in laws, and we all have a common goal, and that is to serve and protect the Commonwealth and the citizens of the Commonwealth and what's going on inside the Commonwealth. So we're all on the same level of playing, and especially in the counties, state police works very closely with a lot of the sheriff departments and the localities. And in the cities, where you see us primarily on the interstate, that doesn't mean that we don't go off the interstate, but you primarily see us on the interstate. We have enough on the interstate going on 64 in the Hampton Roads area, as you know, to keep us busy. It's very crazy, and a lot of things occur 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A lot of misconception that DUIs only occur during at night, after the bars close.
24/7.
That's incorrect. You get a lot of drunks early in the morning and in the afternoon. So it's constant. It's, like you said earlier with the terrorist, we have a lot of military in this area. So we are in constant vigilant of being aware of our surroundings and seeing suspicious activities. I mean, that's just one of the other jobs that we have to do. And, we wear many different, masks or faces and different things that we do in law enforcement. So, just because I am the public information officer, that doesn't mean that there's plenty of times where I've had to work accidents or plenty of times where I've had to stop and write a traffic summons just because I'm still a trooper, still a sergeant. I'm still law enforcement. I still have the duties to serve and protect on top of my public information.
Plus, you observe as well. I mean, even if you're going on vacation with your kids to another part of the state, you still have eyes, you still see, and you're still going to have to communicate as well. And the biggest thing, you guys are promoted on Facebook too, is that move over law. I mean, when somebody is on the interstate working on a car or you see a VDOT car or trooper's car, it's very dangerous. Sometimes they slant the cars. I know they're told that in training about slanting the cars. But when they mean move over, their lives are on the line, and lives have been lost that way.
Correct. We have more law enforcement killed by vehicles than we do actual firearms. And like you said, we do train the troopers to protect themselves and to protect the person that we are pulling over. But we do have the move over law, which requires you to either slow down or move over for law enforcement, for a VDOT truck or any service emergency vehicle, fire trucks as well. And that is for our safety. People don't realize, once again, that distracted driving, if you're looking at something on the side of the road, you don't realize you are actually veering toward what you're looking at. And there's many times where we've working an accident and people are too busy and rubbernecking watching us instead of watching the road. They end up having an accident. So that just causes another accident, more road closure, more, another accident report. Or we've had troopers that have been hit and cars that have been hit because people are not focusing on the roadway.
Another big thing, unfortunately, in the West Coast going on right now is drag racing. And that happens. I mean, you used to hear about it just on Saturday nights, back when we were in school, you used to hear about it on the local streets. But that's a serious offense. That totally supersedes anything.
Oh, we have some of our racers in the areas, and like you said, we work along with the localities and the local sheriff's departments and local police departments, and trying to find those locations and stop that from occurring.
Right. We're going to take a short break, come back here and wrap it up with Michelle and I, give her some closing thoughts too and so forth right here on Sports Scene in just about a moment or so. And don't forget the premier event of the spring is here, CP Shuckers annual golf tournament. And of course, that's presented by CP Shuckers and Aloha Circle. This annual event benefits CHKD. It will take place on Monday, May 2nd, all day at the beautiful Oceana Golf Course in Virginia Beach. For more, log on to cpshuckers.com or register at both restaurants at Pacific Avenue and Shore Drive. Eat or be eaten at CP Shuckers. Like them on Facebook as well. All right, we'll take a short break with Sports Scene. Ken will take it away, and we'll be back live after these messages.
At last check, no incidents to report, just that fun thing we had at the high-rise earlier. Otherwise, things are looking pretty good elsewhere on the roadways. We have some bridge openings coming up. James River Bridge, 2:30 this afternoon, and then for your planning ahead purposes, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning at the James River Bridge as well. Reminder, downtown tunnel eastbound closed tonight, tomorrow night entirely, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Alternate routes are the Midtown Tunnel, Jordan Bridge, Gilmerton Bridge, and the high-rise bridge. Westbound, the downtown tunnel has single-lane closures tonight, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Great Bridge Bridge in Chesapeake closed tomorrow night, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Use the 168 bypass as your workaround. Sunny today, 63, mostly clear tonight, a low of 49. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow with a high of 77 degrees. Stay tuned for more of Sports Scene right here on AM 1650 WHKT. The Answer, it's 12:30.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. An attorney for Donald Trump's campaign manager says even though a video shows contact between Corey Lewandowski and a news reporter at a Trump event this month, it also shows that the reporter didn't lose her balance. The Obama administration says 41 energy companies have agreed to voluntarily reduce methane emissions from natural gas operations to help combat climate change. The president's commuting the prison sentences of 61 people serving time for drug-related offenses. More than a third of them were serving life in prison. It was supposed to be the answer to long security lines at airports, but 4 years after it was launched, the TSA's pre-check program still far short of enrolling enough passengers to really make any kind of a difference. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 96 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Do you have a family member who's getting older and can no longer be safely left alone? With Visiting Angels America's Choice in Senior Home Care, your parents and older family members can continue living at home and not have to move into a nursing home. Experienced, compassionate caregivers provide assistance in hygiene, meal preparation, and light housework up to 24 hours per day at affordable rates. To restore your family's peace of mind, call Visiting Angels toll-free today at 877-374-LIVE or at visitingangels.com.
From the creators of God's Not Dead, a classroom answer could cost Grace Wesley everything.
They're looking to destroy you. I am not going to be afraid to say the name Jesus. I would rather stand with God and be judged by the world than stand with the world and be judged by God.
Peace out, free. God's not dead. He's surely alive. He's living on the inside.
God's Not Dead 2. In theaters April 1st. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Tickets and showtimes available at godsnotdead.com.
Good Italian food, daily specials, and a place people enjoy is Spaghetti Eddie's. Indulge in their mouth-watering pizza, pasta, subs, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Open 7 days a week. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Taylor Road and on Eden Way North in Chesapeake for lunch and dinner. Like them on Facebook. Italian food you can count on is at Spaghetti Eddie's. When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the destination locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in transmission service, oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires alignments, and showcase Win automotive products. Fink's does it all. Military and senior discounts are available. Find them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573 today.
For over 55 years, Long's Billiards is the place to go for all your billiard supplies. Long's Billiards has Brunswick and Oldhausen pool tables at more than 50% off. Long's Billiards has never offered prices this low before. 7, 8, and 9-foot pool tables on sale now. Hurry, this deal won't last.
Visit Long's Billiards in Newport News or log on to longsbilliards.com. Call now, 599-3661. That's 599-3661.
Catch up on archived editions of Sports Scene by going to gjbtv.com and clicking the YouTube image on the homepage. Now back to Sports Scene on 1650 AM and tunein.com.
Don't forget AC/DC, Kenny. But since you brought up Ozzy again, my friend, wasn't he in town, Williamsburg, recently?
Oh, he's out in Corona, Williamsburg, shooting off firearms. Not sure why. Just to have fun. He and Jack were up there.
Right.
I'm assuming it was for some TV show. I mean, I can't imagine
True.
Ozzy just wanting to hang in the Colonial Capitol, but who knows?
Maybe he just wanted some quiet and resolve
Maybe
from.
he was shooting off rifles like in Jamestown
Yeah.
back in the era.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, maybe he thought he was an old
Trying
soldier.
to get gunpowder.
Yeah. But he was exactly. And that's true too. For that, he brought it up for elected officials like the governors. They always have state police escorts wherever they go throughout the state. How does that work?
Yeah, they have an executive protection unit that follows them.
Very good, very good. We'll give us some more good of the order. We'll wrap it up here with our good friend Michelle Anaya.
Like once again, please be very safe out there. Seatbelts do save lives. Remember to move over for law enforcement, fire personnel, any type of VDOT trucks. We're out there to assist you, so please assist us by moving over, slowing down. Drive to save lives, and also don't forget, try to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities. Once again, see something, send something, the mobile reporting app for suspicious activities. Anything unusual situation, observation, surveillance, reporting suspicious activities, who, what, when, where, why, that's what we're looking for. And terrorists is not just outside of the United States. They are within the United States. And so any type of help that we can get from the citizens, we will take, and we take it seriously.
And Michelle, that's a good point too. And the police officers and the state troopers are your friends, the sheriff's deputy, but you did see in the news sometimes, very rarely, but the young lady in Virginia Beach that did work in police, she did get arrested, for a DUI, and it even happens to, some of their own.
Correct. Like I said, we need to pay attention to our surroundings. It's not just terrorists, it's, active shooters, it's anything. In today's society and everything that's going on, just be vigilant of your surroundings and any type of suspicious activities, at your children's school, at church. It can occur anywhere.
You have to be, and cameras do help, and then protection as well. But, you have to be, like you said, on guard 24/7. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And, of course, let's talk about any social media, any Facebook. That's always a good way because it's updated constantly.
Correct. State Police does have a Twitter account. We also have a YouTube page, and we also have Facebook, which is continuously being updated. We'll put out press releases up there, what's going on around the state, not just in certain areas, but everything that's going on, good and bad, and what the state police is doing and what we're focusing on.
Right, and you got it right there. Michelle, thank you so much, and we look forward to talking to you again in the very near future. Ken, we'll take a short break, and we'll be back with Sports Scene after these messages.
When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the destination locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in transmission service, oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires alignments, and showcase Win Automotive products. Fink's does it all. Military and senior discounts are available. Find them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573 today.
For over 55 years, Long's Billiards is the place to go for all your billiard supplies. Long's Billiards has Brunswick and Old House and pool tables at more than 50% off. Long's Billiards has never offered prices this low before. 7, 8, and 9-foot pool tables on sale now. Hurry, this deal won't last.
Visit Long's Billiards in Newport News or log on to longsbilliards.com. Call now, 599-3661. That's 599-3661.
Catch up on archived editions of Sports Scene by going to gjbtv.com and clicking the YouTube image on the homepage. Now back to Sports Scene on 1650 AM and tunein.com. Interact with Sports Scene on Twitter at Greg Bick. Email the show, bicogb@hotmail.com. Now back to Greg Bickaveris in the Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com studios. It's now time for Greg's Highlights, presented by HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com.
And Ken, always good to talk to Michelle and I right there from the Virginia State Police, kind of educating us about safety protocol. Of course, gjbtv.com. Click the YouTube link for archive shows. Shop on the Marketplace sponsors. You'll see Outback Steakhouse there as well. Save the date each Wednesday from noon to 1 for Sports Scene. HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Browse, shop, visit. Save the date also for the Norfolk Greek Festival coming up May 12th to May 15th. And of course, Outback introducing a lunch at Outback every blooming day with your favorites like Aussie tacos made with chicken, fish, or steak, or try the new ribeye melt topped with bacon, cheddar, and garlic aioli, all on a toasted artisan bun with over 70 lunch combinations starting at only $6.99. It's now lunch at last at Outback. You can order online. Also go by the premier one in Hampton Roads, 1255 Fordham Drive in Virginia Beach at 523-4832. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Great kids menu as well. Appetizers, desserts, excellent steaks, seafood, burgers right there at Outback Steakhouse at 1255 Fordham Drive in Virginia Beach. All right. And of course, we mentioned all that's going on with the Final Four and so forth. And people are talking a lot about Syracuse, whether they made it or not. Well, ask Virginia if Syracuse deserved to make the Final Four. Syracuse and Coach Boeheim have been there and done that. Virginia is still a work in progress. Their best basketball teams were there when Jeff Lamp and Ralph Sampson were there. Sure, they got some good teams, but I see a lack of discipline in Virginia. Just like I did in the football team, you have to close the deal. This is not even one of Coach Boeheim's best teams at Syracuse, but they did something Virginia has not done in the postseason, whether they played Michigan State or not. Virginia has not been able to close the deal under Coach Bennett. I'm sorry, making the NCAA tournament, big whoop. Make it and move to the Final Four, show some noise, and act like you've been there before in a respectful manner. Just like Syracuse had games taken away. Their coach didn't coach several times, but they didn't make any excuses. They made it. Villanova, they haven't done well in the past. Well, they did well this year. They've evolved. Oklahoma's evolved. UNC is always evolving. Virginia and Virginia Tech have to evolve in the postseason just like VCU has. VCU has been the best team as far as the NCAA tournament in the state. They've made it consistently. Wasn't that long ago in 2013, Virginia was playing in the NIT. Kudos to Old Dominion tonight. They're playing in the Vegas 16 final. God-awful time, late night start. Hope everybody can drink their energy drink, Ken, and wait up for that game. But regardless, they're out in Vegas, and Ken, playing in Vegas is always fun.
Well, it should be.
Exactly.
If you don't have fun in Vegas, you're missing something out.
Exactly. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll come back with our business spotlight scenes and a lot more. A fun day of sports scene after these messages.
Good Italian food,
Yeah.
daily specials, and a place people enjoy is Spaghetti Eddie's. Indulge in your mouth-watering pizza, pasta, subs, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Open 7 days a week. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Taylor Road and on Eden Way North in Chesapeake for lunch and dinner. Like them on Facebook. Italian food you can count on is at Spaghetti Eddie's.
Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Warwick Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
Tune in to the Sports Philosophy Show featuring former professional sports general manager and NCAA sports announcer Jack Ankerson, along with 22-year NCAA coach Darryl Cummings. They have unique and insightful views on sports and will talk to guests throughout the sports world. The Sports Philosophy Show can be heard Wednesday 1 to 2 p.m. on WHKT 1650 AM in Hampton Roads and worldwide using the TuneIn.com radio app. For more information, go to thesportsphilosophy.show.com. Now back to Greg Bicaveras and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
That's AC/DC, right, Kenny? Okay, cool. Kenny, let's bring back Ozzy. I'm sure he's not too happy with AC/DC here.
Kill all of that. It's just falling over my.
Anyway, we want to thank Michelle and I again from the Virginia State Police. Beautiful girl, just did a great job. She is a wonderful person, a credit to the police system in the state of Virginia as well, of course. Right here, let's welcome a regular, Gina Ippolito from Smithfield VA Events. You can see her link on HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Gina, happy Wednesday to you.
Happy Wednesday to you. How you doing?
Good, beautiful weather right here. Let's keep it going, right?
I'm all for that. It could just stay this way for another week and a half. I'd be totally happy.
All right, let's talk about your next event coming up in April.
Next event coming up is April 9th. It's the Smithfield VA Wine and Brew Fest. This is our 5th year to hold this event. We have about 3,000 people coming. The event is sold out with the exception of, I believe, the only hotel in town that still has some tickets is Smithfield Station, and you can give them a call, and their info is on our website. You can add 2 tickets to your room and just make a weekend of being in Smithfield. We've got other stuff going on. There's a lot of great restaurants. We've got our own Smithfield Winery here. We have the Wharf Hill Brewing Company. There's a farmer's market on Saturday morning. So there's a lot of reasons to just come and stay in Smithfield all weekend, and that's the only way you can still get tickets to this event.
You really have to save the date for the event because it's right around the corner. And of course, you always update your website and Facebook page, but it's all about interaction, and people are looking forward to these type events to get out of the winter doldrums.
Yes, we do these events as a fundraiser for local organizations. So we've got benefiting organizations and we've got volunteer organizations coming out. We've got a great line of entertainment for the weekend. We've got Wild Heart, Mark Summit and Friends. On the beer stage, we've got Mercy Creek, and Lewis McGee is coming. And we also have a small stage on the Manor House lawn porch of the historic Manor House that's at Windsor Castle Park. And we've got Larry Burwald and Jason Kale, Alec Edmonds, who's a local guy. He is currently going to school in Nashville, but he's quite frequent here in Smithfield when he's in town. And we wrap it up with Matt Thomas. So we've got some great entertainment for the day, and we've got some great wineries coming and some great breweries coming, and it's going to be a good time.
Just like you know, we've had several food and beverage sales reps listening to our show while they're listening to you as well. Talk about some of the different types of food that'll be there as well as beverages.
Well, if you are lucky enough to have one of our sponsor tables or chalets, you can get catering from Smithfield Station. We also have the Taste of Smithfield, which is a restaurant on Main Street downtown that will be serving some local southern regional cuisine. They've got pork tenderloin sandwiches. They do a chicken salad, I believe they're bringing out. They do some wraps. And then we also have our local VFW will be also having a food tent at this event, and they'll be serving their famous brats with their peppers and onions, and they have French fries and nachos and all kinds of good things that you might need to eat when you're about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, exactly. That's a great time of the day, too, of course, and what better way to celebrate it with than Smithfield. It's such a beautiful area. Like you said, there's so much to do for the family and so many amenities before and after this event.
Oh, yes. I mean, you definitely can spend the weekend in Smithfield. And this is especially a good weekend. Our weekend farmers markets, which are one of the top ones in the state, just started back up 2 weekends ago. So they're every Saturday morning, but there is one the morning of the event. So you can, if you're staying in Smithfield, you want to get those tickets, call the Smithfield station and book your room and add your tickets, get up, go walk to the farmers market right from the hotel. You can walk into the event site. That starts at 11. Our event starts at 11, so it's pretty nice timing.
All right, let's do a full reset. Who, what, where, when, and it's coming up April the 9th.
It's April the 9th at Windsor Castle Park in downtown Smithfield. It's the Smithfield Wine and Brew Fest. Information about the event and can be found, about this event and all of our events can be found at www.smithfieldvaevents.com. Or like you mentioned earlier, there's a link on your website for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Saturday, April 9th from 11 to 5, and it's going to be a great time.
Just because I know somebody's out there listening and wondering, ages, go ahead and give us the ages.
It is a 21 and up event only. We do not allow children or infants or pets. So it is just for adults only.
Very good, very good. And we look forward to seeing everybody out there. Always a wonderful treat. The staff puts on a really good event, and you also have volunteers that help out as well.
Yes, we do. We will have about 275 volunteers that assist us putting on this event. So we try to do a good job in Smithfield. We're not the biggest events in the area, but we are definitely the best. This event sold out of general admission tickets in an hour and 14 minutes when we put them on sale online back in February.
Yeah. Definitely the most organized.
Crazy.
Definitely the most organized.
Yeah, and when you're on our website, the best thing to do, all of our events are selling out very quickly within hours. So the best thing to do is to go sign up to get our e-news blast or like us on Facebook, and that information can be found on our website also. We send out, we haven't announced the date for the fall event. Tickets will go on sale sometime the end of July, and we will not make that decision until we get through the wine festival next weekend. But if you want to know when stuff's going on sale, best thing to do is to sign up for our little newsletters that we send out randomly. So,
very good. Jeannie Polito, all the best to you. Enjoy the rest of your wonderful day, and look forward to everybody going out there on April the 9th.
All right, and we hope to see you out here, too.
Very good. You will eventually one of these days.
Okay.
So I look forward to it myself next week. Gina, thanks a lot.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Stay cool, Kenny. It's almost like, with this pollen, Kenny, I mean, it's driving me up the wall. Stay cool, stay hot. You still have to turn the heat on at night. The pollen's in the air. I mean, what's going on, Kenny?
It's the perfect pollen percolator with the rain we've had and then the hot and the cold and the hot and the cold. It just makes the pollen explode. And if your car wasn't green before, it will be afterwards.
Yes, green and yellow. That's definitely like Bethel High School colors. Anyway, we'll stay tuned. We'll come back with more of a sports scene. We got What Teased Me Off, and we're going to talk to Brenda Tusing from the Royal Chocolate. A lot of fun after these messages.
When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the destination locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in transmission service, oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires alignments, and showcase Win Automotive products. Fink's does it all. Military and senior discounts are available. Find them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573 today.
Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Warwick Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
Now back to Greg Bicaveras and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
All right, back right here to Sports Scene on News Talk 1650, tunein.com, type in WHKT, at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, at GJBTV, and HROnlineMall.com. And, of course, Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com, browse, shop, and visit as well. And our good friends at Saffron Mediterranean Cuisine, great place to eat on Mother's Day, great shish kebabs, lunch and dinner at 10417 Warwick Boulevard in the Hilton Village section of Newport News. Authentic cuisine. Their phone number is 223-9978. Go by and see David. They have outdoor dining. People love that as well. They have hot and cold appetizers, entrees, fish, kids menu, desserts, assorted wraps, stews, great dine-in, carry-out, and catering. Like them on Facebook. Follow them on Twitter. Operating hours are open from 11 a.m. on till 9-ish, pretty much. And, of course, a little bit later on the weekends. Right there. It's Saffron Mediterranean Cuisine. And, of course, go by and get some great shish kebabs, rice, veggie dishes at 10417 Warwick Boulevard. Let's welcome from the Royal Chocolate, Brenda Tusing. How are you, Brenda?
I'm great. How are you on this gorgeous day?
Yes, and speaking of gorgeous, you know, candy always makes you feel good.
It's a comfort food.
It is.
It definitely is. People walk in. It's funny, sometimes people will walk in the front door and maybe they're not having the best day in the whole world, but, you know, they walk in and they smell the chocolate and they go, it smells so good in here. So it's a very sensory thing as well. It starts, you know, with the nice smell of chocolate and the taste of chocolate, of course, and that nice feel in your mouth of the creamy chocolate melting. Yeah, it's good stuff.
The vision, of course, just so many, like a rainbow of chocolates and candies.
Yes, it is. We are a chocolate rainbow.
Let's talk about your wonderful location. Of course, you're very active on social media, too.
Mm-hmm. We are. We are at 164 Central Park Avenue. We are right in the heart of the Virginia Beach Town Center, which is growing and growing, it seems. We have a great Facebook page, and we run specials on there. We've got a website, theroyalchocolate.com. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter and all those places. Yeah, we're out there.
You're just coming off Easter, but there's always some type of occasion, some type of event on the calendar at the Royal Chocolate.
There is. We are in the middle of Restaurant Week for Town Center, actually, and if anybody's interested in some great deals, lunch and dinner specials at the restaurants in Town Center, we are offering our chocolate fondue for two package. It's our chocolate fondue, which can be shared by two people very easily, and a beverage of your choice for each person, and a little gift bag of chocolates that have been made in the store. And normally that package is $30, and this week it is $20. So we're doing $10 off our fondue for two package. So yeah, a lot of people we've been very busy. It's spring break, so it's something fun to do with the kids. We've had some, moms and kids in, or families, whoever's got some time this week. It's a great after lunch. It can actually be lunch if you'd choose, but it's a great lunch or after dinner event too.
It's almost funny that you and Terry really have it going on there, because some holidays like Thanksgiving are geared toward food, or Christmas may be geared toward decorations. You guys are geared toward every holiday, whether it's Mother's Day or Father's Day.
Holiday, aren't we?
Exactly. It's like everything is relevant at the Royal Chocolate.
It can be, absolutely. Well, I think too, we do events, as we just talked about the chocolate fondue. On April 7th, we have our chocolate tasting event. That's about an hour of fun and learning about chocolate. It's also a good opportunity. We always taste 16 different chocolates from around the world. It's a great opportunity to really understand good chocolate and taste different things. But we are such a great place for gifts, whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, or just somebody's not feeling so well and you want to cheer them up a little bit. We deliver locally all year long, so we've delivered to hospitals and retirement homes and, offices and everything. It's just a great special holiday, but also those personal holidays that we all have.
Yes, of course. Special occasions could be anniversaries, but the royalchocolate.com, find them on Facebook and Twitter, Pinterest, everywhere.
Everywhere. And also, don't forget, we are a perfect spot for weddings. Wedding favors, big party platters, lots of things like that. There's a lot of things we can help you with. Come on in and see us. We would love to talk with you about chocolate.
And for those of you celebrating Greek Easter, go to the Royal Chocolate too. Theirs is May 1st. So
that's right.
Different. I guess different religions have different dates every year. It's kind of confusing sometimes.
You got to spread it out.
You do. All right, Brenda. Well, thanks, and don't forget to tell Terry we got her Tide stuff taken care of.
Oh, she'll be happy.
Very good. TheRoyalChocolate.com. Go by, folks, and get some delicious candy today.
That's right. Thank you, Greg.
My pleasure. Okay, Kenny, let's get to what teased me off.
What Tees You Off? Presented by GJBTV.com.
There's nothing wrong with wishing somebody a good weekend, but not on Monday. Let's get through the week first. Really, let's just get through the week first, Kenny.
You actually had somebody do that?
Yes.
Were they a little confused calendar-wise?
It means less work they've got to do by wishing you a happy weekend on a Monday.
Oh, I got you.
Same phone calls from same businesses reminding you of the same thing back-to-back days or people in general. We don't need so many reminders anymore, Kenny, by phone.
Yeah, we get that from the Virginia Beach school system.
Exactly. Teams signing players before the season and then cutting them for no reason before it even starts. Teams that do well in the regular season and so-so in the postseason. Hello, Virginia. Get to the Final Four. Call me then. Opening up a second business, Kenny, when you can't handle your first business yet.
And like being on more than one station when you haven't got that right in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, people that you hear from that you don't want to hear from is always an issue, of course, as well. I want to thank our great guest today, Michelle Anaya from the Virginia State Police, really educating us again as well. Also, Gina Ippolito and also Brenda Tusing. Final Four going on this weekend. Congratulations to Old Dominion. We'll see what they do tonight as well. We'll see what the Wizards do as well in the NBA. Really looking forward to that. And of course, the NFL draft coming up, the NFL schedule coming out here very soon, within weeks as well. So a lot to look forward to. Go to gjbtv.com, hit the YouTube link for archive shows, and shop on HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com and tell your friends. For Ken Johnson, I'm Greg Bickaveris. We'll talk to you soon.
AM 1650 WHKT Portsmouth, 1 p.m.
News.